In the heart of change, where shadows dance, midlife women take a brave stance. From career shift to emptiness, facing challenges, they do their best. Health and wellness, mind and soul, seeking balance to make them whole. Empowered voices, they rise and shine. On this journey they define. Confused to focus with Lakisha, guiding hearts through life's transition. From confusion to clarity, finding strength in unity, holistic wellness, personal growth. Together we rise, fulfilling all. In the glow of dawn, new paths unfurl. Every woman a radiant pearl. Holistic health and wellness goals, nurturing minds, bodies, and souls. Self-discovery in every stride, breaking barriers, no longer hide. Achieving dreams, they set their sights. With Lakisha, they ignite their confused to focus with Lakisha, guiding hearts through life's transition. From confusion to clarity, finding strength in unity, holistic wellness, personal growth. Together we rise, fulfilling all. From confusion to focus, we'll find our way. With Lakisha's wisdom, we'll seize the day.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the Confused to Focus Talks with Lakisha. This is where we go into a journey from feeling stuck to becoming unstuck. And I'm so excited for you to join this episode today, family, because this is going to be a remarkable episode, honestly. We're going to go into the deep science and definitely something that I am definitely talk about all the time. Definitely the science of understanding our thoughts, understanding who we are, really understanding the science of it. And I feel this particular episode is really going to be remarkable, family, and definitely talking about, the science of, the functions of our patterns and how we think and really where it's coming from. And, why is it not controllable? Why is it something that is really holding me back? Well, we're going to have this conversation about it today, family. And I'm just so thankful that you're here on this particular episode. It's going to be a really brief episode. Honestly, it's not going to be as long as it usually is, but it's going to be a deep power-packed conversation for us to really go into. And I'm so thankful that you're here. Listen, we are on YouTube, family, and we are on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and all types of areas, definitely also Facebook. And so excited, family, we're connected together. So listen, I am so excited. This conversation is going to be power-packed. Please invite your friends. Please invite your connections together. I promise you, they may have some questions they have never been able to resolve. I'm telling you, a lot of those patterns are real. It's important for us to definitely uncover it. Let's be aware of it, and definitely let's seek the solutions. And we're going to get them today. So excited, family. Definitely don't forget to subscribe to this amazing channel, and let's tell the fan as well that we're going live right here on the Confused to Focus Talks with Lakisha. I appreciate each and every one. Family, let's go. Let's get into it. I am so excited that you're with me today, family. And we're going to have us a really great conversation just about some of those areas, really how the patterns that we don't have to know how to control, definitely that's really been controlling our lives. And, we're going to be able to really unload it today. But I'm going to be transparent in this episode. And it's something that you need to know about me. You never knew about me before, but I'm going to be honest with it today. So the reason why I am the way I am, the reason why I talk about what I talk about, I'm talking about some areas in life that really, really held me back and generally didn't give me an outlet, definitely having, something close to me, definitely that really controlled me for many years. And definitely when it came to the transition of a family member that really was close to me, it was somebody that was my grandmother. And for her life to end so early was really a traumatic process for myself. Definitely when it became to something that really could have been controlled in life, but it really wasn't controllable. Just to have her in her life from a family member, that was really uncontrollable. And it's really hard for us to really appeal to really swallow that was going to be easy. Honestly, my family was one of those families that would say, hey, family business, stay in family business. If anybody ever resonate with that, please raise your hand and let's get into it today. A lot of times what we're doing, we think that we are protecting them. A lot of times think that. But honestly, what happens is it wreaks havoc over, the ones that you're telling to be silent. And, especially when they're so young and then when they're so close to you, they do hold it in. They keep it in secret as a fault. You think you have a badge of honor. Honestly, you have a badge of toxicity. I hope I'm saying it right? And it's the pattern that really is draining on yourself. And honestly, it's really a pattern that's really creeping you down, a creep of depression, anxiety, and a lot of illnesses that really transpire. Honestly, your body begins to decline in some way and then begin to speak out. I want to say speak out pretty much like maybe in functions of your body, illnesses that happens in your body. Mental health is declined and you begin to react different. You begin to not function the way you usually should function. And you're very, really sharp with your answers and connections and really just know how to translate with anyone. Definitely in your relationships. It's really short, definitely is really not maintained. It's always a reoccurring effect. And honestly, it's unresolved issues there, right? If you resonate with me, let's get into it. Be honest today. And a lot of times that wreaks havoc if it's not controlled and really having somebody leak in, take a look at it and really for you to seek some type of therapy or some type of resolution, whatever it is in order for you to heal from it. Really, honestly, this episode that I had to be honest with myself. And I had to realize that was not someone else's fault to really resolve that. It was my choice to resolve that. The resolving is this. It's not being perfect, but it's a process of acknowledging that you need some assistance. And what happened is when I was quiet, it was not helping anybody. Definitely wasn't helping my body. It had me end up in a hospital bed, and it had me there really recovering from faint, exhaustion, all types of things. And guess what? A huge big vein of stress. Anybody stressed out there? A lot of times you're stressed because you have a lot of things going on. And guess what? You overwork. You're doing a lot of things in the process that's really to try to cope with anything that you're dealing with. I'm just keeping it real with you. If you understand those processes happening, I'm just letting you know I understood. And it wasn't until I was able to honest and actually heal from it and seek support. That's when I began to recover from it. That's when I began to get healed in the processes. And that's when I began to be confident to talk about it, family. And it's important for us to talk about it. A lot of times you feel, in a process of, thinking that you're doing something wrong for your family and holding things back and then ashamed. Come on now, when you feel ashamed, that doesn't work. And honestly, the only thing works is if you recover and you begin to speak out and definitely begin to understand how somebody can resonate with you and can help you, assist you. I'm just telling you, it is something that all of us definitely need to do. All of us need to take and keep on it moving forward. I'm loving how Instagram is really coming in today. Thank you so much, Instagram, coming on in. We're going to have a great conversation today. Definitely talking about a few areas where we can actually begin to understand why these patterns really operate in our lives, and really some science in it, definitely from psychologists and therapists, to be able to let us know what's really going on in our heads and why we hold things back. Limited beliefs is not your friend, and definitely for you to understand, to not mask it anymore, to definitely understand how you can overcome and actually move forward in it. So we're going to have a few questions that have been requested by our amazing viewers, and we're going to have a little dialogue, a little teaching lessons on this conversation here. Also, how you can be able to be secure and definitely begin to have a day-to-day process to understand yourself a little bit more. So I'm excited, family, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. So a lot of times we need to know that, some of the behaviors that we have, that's within our process that are really not good for us. Honestly, if you're having self-doubt, if you're fearful, if you're feeling like, you don't belong, and if you're feeling just really extremely exhausted for life, that's probably a process that you've been dealing with all the time. A lot of times when you're overworked and then just don't have time really to maintain, a lot of times that can be just a pattern of life that you've been living, and honestly, it's a process that really just not holding up. Your body can only take so much. You're exhausted, you're stressed out, and it's something that you really got to really be aware of in order for you to be able to change. Are you self-sabotaging yourself? Are you in a position where you feel like that you're not enough, or you feel like there is not enough? There's not enough money out there. I can't do this. I need to get another job, and on top of another job to really maintain life. Have you felt yourself asking yourself those questions? A lot of times, these are perceived patterns that came from our past. Maybe you've seen dad, work multiple positions. Maybe you see mom work multiple positions. Maybe you've seen a process that was done before you, and that was just something that's pretty much normal, something that was normal for you, and that you felt that was something that really just the way life is. Honestly, it is something that's a cycle that we pretty much dealt with. It don't matter where you came from. If you came from, great wealth, from family members or from whoever connections that you're with, or if you are in great poverty, the process is still the same, because the elements are still the same. Let's just say your dad was a lawyer, and he always provided for you, so you didn't have to worry about certain things. Just give me an example here. But with being a lawyer at that time, maybe he had multiple positions, multiple cases, and he had to work all the time. And pretty much, if you're a youngster, you're pretty much watching his behavior. He was always working, always there. Mind you, he provided for the family. Or example, if you had someone that had an executive position, a job or whatever, and he or she was always working. So pretty much you just felt in your mindset that, okay, in order to live a great life, in order to do things, you have to always be working, always be busy. Do you find yourself busy? You find yourself always doing something? Listen to your patterns. Look at what you're doing in life. Look at the processes that are happening with you. Begin to understand really just those processes, and begin to understand how you're living life today. Multiple jobs. That's easy. That's exactly what my daddy did. That's exactly what my mama did. But if you're overworked, if you're doing a lot, maybe that's something that you really just don't want to do. Really just take an account of that. And I call it this way. I say, take account of what's happening in your life. Write down your process. Write down what's happening with yourself, and then review it. And then ask yourself the question, do I want to continue to do this? Or do I want to slim down on this? Do I want to create a balance in this? Begin to ask those questions of yourself, because that's a way to really begin to change processes in life, for you to begin to actually retain a different solution. You have to begin to decide about it. Tell yourself, okay, this is something that I really don't like, or this is something that I do like, and you keep it going. But make that decision of yourself and actually write down exactly what is happening in your life, and then you can begin to appropriate it moving forward. Definitely, you surely can. Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you so much. Blessings to you too. That's King Daniel. Thank you so much. Blessings to you, Queen Bella. Appreciate you, Grand Rising to you as well. And thank you so much, King Wise. Thank you so much. What is happening here? Hey, you say, hey, what's happening? But yes, he is really a champion. He's definitely championing us on the Lakisha Moses show. So excited about it. So one thing I would say, it's important for us to definitely begin to detect those areas in life, for us to understand those patterns in life. Because if they're toxic, if there's something that you don't want reoccurring, if you're exhausted, if you're really overworked, if you're feeling like you're talking a different way that's really not positive for yourself, begin to take account of that and begin to resonate with that and understand how to create a process of change. And that is really going to be great for you to be able to reconstruct your thinking, and you can begin a process where you can actually retain something that's going to be fulfilling and healthy for yourself. So I really, really know that this is really going to be a great conversation for us to really go into, because it's important for us to begin to understand those areas in life that we truly have, that's really happening with us, that we really want to change. And that's how we're going to do it today, family. So I'm looking forward to this conversation. It's all about our brain today. It's all about what's going on in our head, what is going on, and what's going on reoccurring in our lives. So we're going to get into it. First question. Let's go. What are some common signs that indicate someone might be struggling with toxic patterns? I love this question. Wow. One thing about it is that, when you're dealing with someone that might be dealing with toxic patterns, it's all about the behaviors. It's all about the responses. What is going on with them? Are you frequently talking negative? Are you saying things that you don't really like and enjoy? Are you having like a flashback on something that really just not, welcoming for yourself, and you feel like you're like always protecting yourself? Are you reoccurring of saying things like that? Are you frustrated? Are you really talking something and saying something that's really not beneficial for yourself? Really start thinking about that. In the relationship that you have, really connect with that as well. Is it wreaking havoc? Is it really like negative? Is it yelling? Is it screaming? Things like that. All types of things that's happening with someone. Or definitely if someone had a transition or something that drastically happened, is that happening and then they're just not really themselves and they're just really processing a different way. They're just not their same self if they're happening that way. Are they somebody that's really just dragging or really being in a position where they're not being very nice? They're really just, always, got something, not friendly to say. Just really think about those areas in life. If they're really just really their rebuttals are saying something really crazy to you, and it's really not really a safe place for yourself. If you're feeling very difficult to maintain the relationship because they're really just trying to really connect with you, and they're just not really connecting in a positive way, always think about those areas of signs. You know what I'm saying? If somebody is really dragging and they're really not saying things that are very respectful for yourself, you really, really got to think about that always. It's really important. Wow. We have some response to that. Yes, being accountable, never taking accountability. It's just what it is. Definitely if somebody is not being accountable, if somebody is not really maintaining that, honestly, it's just really something that we really got to think about. Those episodes right there, just not really maintaining that respect for yourself. That is something where you can really understand that there are signs for yourself that this is happening. Honestly, just really begin to really focus on that, and definitely begin, if that's somebody that's really connected to you and that's somebody that's able to actually express to themselves and to let them know that's happening, that's a great thing to really let somebody know. If they're close to you and they trust you, begin a process of wanting to share with them just how they're feeling, how they're making you feel. Honestly, having those wreaking havoc of those episodes, like let's just say multiple emails that are not nice, you got to be really take account of those things. Like, wow, this is really not cool. Let's talk about this. Let's have a conversation about this. let's really begin to group what's going on. And just, a lot of times somebody needs a close friend, somebody just really needs to help them about their behavior. Because if their behavior is really harmful and is really connecting with you in a really a tragic way, that is something that really need to be voiced. Because you really don't want, to not be in a position where you're not saying something, because you never know how that experience is really going to wreak havoc even more, honestly, when it's not addressed. You definitely want to be able to address those areas. And if it's somebody that's close to you, please let them know. It's going to be in a place where they can definitely maintain. Or not, if you may not connect them, know, you need to let somebody else know, because you definitely don't want them to put harm on themselves or anybody else that's close to you. Definitely begin to be aware of your areas, be aware of what's going on. And if it's repeated, you need to make sure somebody knows. Because, I don't want people to actually leave early, because a lot of things like that happens when things like, are not addressed. Just give an example. If you can tell somebody. So you definitely want to make sure that you're safe. You want to make sure they are as well. So definitely making someone aware of those issues, or if it's a boss that you can let somebody know, it's important that you do those things, because you want to make sure that you're safe and want to make sure they're safe as well. It's very important to do those areas. Important, family. This was truly a great question. Wow. Thank you so much for coming in, everybody. Thank you, Instagram. Appreciate you being here as we continue. How can someone start addressing and breaking free from their toxic patterns? I'm telling you, this is a great question. A lot of times you can start breaking free from your toxic patterns when you become, like I said, aware of what's happening. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest that this is something that's happening within your life, honestly, because if we're not honest with it, we can't really make a change. Because these areas of living is really something that's really going to cause an effect that's going to be even worse for your life and your mental, for the people around you, and really honestly for you to even be and to build and come on into a place of comfort. Honestly, a lot of times depression is happening within this as well. A lot of times people are really depressed, a lot of anxieties happen, a lot of stress has happened, chronic stress. And honestly, you really need to be in a position where you can begin to, understand the situation at hand. Because a lot of times people are not feeling that safe and not, helpful. So a lot of times you definitely need to make sure that you are safe and that other person are safe too. And they got to make some decisions on what to do when it comes to that. Honestly, those feelings are real. And if they're not addressed, a lot of times it's really going to really wreak havoc on yourselves and on your mental. Definitely leading to chronic illnesses is really going to happen with that process. And if we're not really being safe with ourselves, a lot of times we're not really going to be have a win-win. Definitely when you're talking about somebody that's in business, somebody that's connected to you, that's really connected and want to make sure that they're winning. So, and the only way that they can win, and the only way that you can win is if you're really honest with yourself, being self-aware. It's important for you to be self-aware when it happens. And for you to break free from it, you have to begin the process of loving yourself, being aware, like I said, definitely begin the process of journaling. I'm a fan of journaling, family. Writing down things, writing down when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling good, all of those areas, begin to write down, and then begin to write down the goals that you want to achieve. As you begin to do that, that's a process that's going to alleviate a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, and a lot of areas where you felt like before you couldn't handle. Honestly, you're going to be able to be in a position where you can take accountability for the situation and be in a position where you can actually begin to strategize what to do next. Now, it may be a therapy session with somebody, or it may be just a group chat with somebody. It may be a men's group, maybe a woman's group, whatever it is. It may be something like that, but it takes you to take accountability for it, and then for you to make a next step. By you making accountability for yourself in regard of whatever is happening, that's how you're breaking free from it, starting one day at a time. You're not getting everything off at one time, but what it is, you're starting one day at a time. And those practical practices is something that's going to be able to benefit yourself. If you need a coach, definitely have a coach. It's important to have that. If you need a therapist, if you need someone to help you with that, And mind you, if it is something that's stronger that's going on, if you need some support from a psychiatrist or whatever, you definitely need to lean into somebody that is a professional that is certified in those areas to help you out there as well. Those are areas I promise you, you're going to be able to alleviate a lot, and you're going to be able to break free from a lot of those toxic patterns. And then you're going to be able to guide yourself moving forward into a great place where you're able to really be able to make some best decisions for yourself and make some positive change for yourself. Honestly, it's really going to be a great process for yourself. And it's something that's going to be great for you. I promise you it will. Wow. Wow, we have a question. Let's see what we have. You have to admit to the situation to make a change. Yes, you do. You have to admit to the situation to make changes. You really do. Jahan, you absolutely do. A lot of times, it's like being self-accountability. I'll be honest with you. That is really, really a huge step. Honestly, being accountable, really taking responsibility of this. Saying, listen, I need some help here. I need some support here. You got to ask yourself those questions. Do I want to change? Do I want to actually begin to build something different in my life? You do have to take accountability. I will say this. When you start taking accountability, when you start saying that I choose something different, I promise you the door will start opening up to you with solutions. The door will open up to you with somebody that can support you and help you in that. The door will start opening up when you can begin to actually do something different than what you used to do. A lot of times we do things because we don't have a process of, or a solution to actually resolve anything different. And it's so easy for us to do what we've always been doing. A lot of times we are so used to doing things in a toxic way, let's be honest, and we don't really want to change. That's going to take a whole lot of work, we think. But honestly, when you begin to say yes to yourself and begin to actually transition into something different, you're going to be able to build different. You're going to be able to think different. You're going to be able to tell your brain something different. Mind you, you are in control of you. You're able to be able to process with yourself. And as you begin to do that process and understand who you are, you're going to be able to actually build a great way for yourself to actually understand some different processes that you can do. I promise you, as you begin that process, it's going to be a win for yourself. You're not by yourself. I'm just going to tell you that again. You're not by yourself. There are so many of us that had to actually do this same process, had to actually begin to lean in and actually make some changes. All you got to do is say yes. And I just feel that the right people are going to come into your path and they're going to be there to champion you on. You just never know where you may land. Like I said, I had a process this morning. I have a morning prayer group, and I come in and, always have great leverage when I'm there. I'm always great from there, but I always feel safe when I'm there. I always feel safe where I can actually express where I'm feeling and what I need. And I always can receive structural results and solutions when I open up, because I know it's a safe place. I know it's a place that is not going to judge me. It's a place that's not going to make me feel bad for anything, but they're open and honest and able to pray for me and able to give me some more information. That's where you want to land at. You want to be in a place where you're able to be safe and actually able to get something different than what you're getting now. A place where you're able to open up and knowing that this is a no judgment zone. They're able to open up to you and actually able to give you feedback and actually pray for you and actually able to let you know, hey, you're not by yourself. You're not by yourself. I've been there. I truly understand that. Let me tell you what happened to me. You need somebody to tell you that. And break the silence and tell you that, wow, I'm not by myself. A lot of times that happens too in our head, that you feel that you're by yourself. That's a trick of the enemy. That is a trick. And it's not true. You're not by yourself. You have leverage. You have people here that are able to tell you the truth about this. And as you begin to walk in life, you'll begin to build. You'll begin to know more information, and you'll be able to understand, wow, this is going to be working out for me. And then you're going to feel better. You're going to be more confident. And then you're going to be in a position where you're not stressed out. You're not feeling anxiety. You're not feeling depressed. And you're going to feel like, you know what? I wasn't feeling good yesterday, but I feel a little better right now. Your words are going to start to change. You're going to feel a lot better. And then you're going to actually take some tools for your arsenal to say, listen, I can win. I can win today. I got this. And that's what I want you to tell yourself. You got this. No matter if it's an illness, you got this. No matter if it's a transition with somebody that left you, you got this. It don't matter what it is. You got this. And I'm here to tell you, Coach Lekeisha is telling you right here, you got this. No matter if what is happening in your life, you got this. And I promise you, take another day, another time for yourself and tell yourself that you got this. Positive affirmations. And I promise you, as you say that, everything is going to work out for you. And you're going to have multiple opportunities for you to have a great experience of life. I promise you, you will. This is great. I really love this, family. And I promise you, this is a great conversation as we continue. What role does understanding the neuroscience of toxic patterns play in personal growth and healing? I like this question. You know, the role that really plays in personal science that really just connects here, it's important for us to understand our brain and understand our mindset. It's really important for us to understand, the patterns that really are reoccurring in our life. One thing about, the neuroscience, they do always talk about and tell us that these patterns that we have been rehearsing over and over in our brain is an activity that is something that you're really familiar with. Honestly, it could be past upbringing, past experience, probably, with family or friends, or maybe it's a reoccurring experience where, that was tragic for you and you rehearse it over and over again. If someone has transitioned or maybe somebody has left your life, those processes and those patterns are really reoccurring in your brain. And honestly, when it comes to that, it really is a hindrance to yourself because it's like it's reoccurring and it's rehearsing itself over and over again. Your emotions are different. Okay. The way you actually begin to operate is different. And you begin to really feel like you got to protect yourself on something that is not even happening anymore. You're rehearsing this over and over again. And honestly, it's saying, that, the psychologist said that your brain continuously reoccur this over and over again, this pattern, as if it is something that is real. And honestly, it's really working havoc on your brain. And it's really going to process that's really going to take some tools.
Hey, this is Wise, technical producer, as Coach Lekeisha is coming back and talking about more about the neuroscience of things and understanding that it does have an impact, the patterns that we replay over and over and over again. So, definitely take heed and take opportunity to actually think about these things. Um, and I see Jay Han, have you already came back and you said it can hinder you big time. Indeed. As coach come back and we said for that, just make sure you do a reflection. The whole thing is she's giving great tips of how to, not let these things weigh you down, the patterns in life, the challenges in life, the things that keep you in a pattern. That's the thing about it, right? It's the pattern. And once you start recognizing these things, then also what you need to do is take charge of your life and realize, what, I don't have to stay in this, how coach would say, you don't have to stay stuck. You can actually get unstuck by recognizing that these sudden patterns happen in your life. These certain things that happen during your childhood, certain things that happen. She mentioned earlier that her childhood, her first, the first half of the podcast, she missed the situation with her grandmother and how the challenges was there. And these things, it can be tossed to our life and it can be repetitive, and we find ourselves repeating a lot of things. So what I would encourage everybody to do is, like Jahan said, it can hinder you big time. So what you do is recognize it, so you can go ahead and make it reverse that. And what you want to do is instead of that can be hindering you big time, what you can do is to motivate so you can walk in a greater purpose, realizing you are overcomer. That we all are overcomers, and put yourself with people who got you back. She mentioned that earlier as well. Find a community of people that got you and that will encourage you as well. So as Dad was saying, I believe Coach is back. So let me go ahead and bring him back on stage. Coach, you're there. Like we said, we reflecting and we saying, we glad you came back from the events horizon. You know how I am. I'm very science buff. So now you didn't go to the black hole. You are back into the light. So with that, the show back to you.
Thank you so much, King Wise. I appreciate you. I appreciate he always got my back. I tell you, family, I'm so glad I'm back. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to continue on. Listen, this is really, really amazing for all of us to continue on. We need to really be able to leverage when it comes to our brains and what is happening with ourselves, because we actually can control things when we're aware of what's happening. Definitely being aware of our emotions and definitely understand that, we do have to maintain it and understand how to really restructure it. So definitely being inclined to understand that your body is always working. Your brain is always working to make sure that they benefit you. But you want to give your brain something that's going to be resourceful. Brain something that's resourceful, something positive, because we have to we have to reassign things. We have to definitely remap ourselves. We have to definitely reframe ourselves in our thinking. Have to say, man, instead of saying that this is really hard, this is not going to work, you need to say, this is actually something that I can work out. I can actually overcome this. I can do this. I can do hard things. I can actually maintain a great structure of balancing myself. I love balancing myself. I love me and I love people. Everything works out for me. Begin to change things in your talk. So as you begin to change things in your talk, one thing about it does affect your brain. It does affect your brain. Music, it affects your brain. When you begin to listen to positive music, definitely going in the moods and having positive ways of music, it really does do something to your brain. It really does in a positive way. Actually, meditations, actually a prayer, that works. Honestly, being around people that is really soothing and really comforting, that helps your brain, believe it or not. And as you begin to understand that process, it really going to do great things for yourself. Begin to add that into your arsenal and begin to take away a lot of the negative. If it's something negative that's happening and it's like replaying over and over again, like let's just say it's the news, and let's just say it's like a horror movie that's really not going to be really fearful factors, that's probably not the great things that you want to do right now, because you want to sow seeds of life into yourself. And that's what the scientists have said, is like, it's really about the things that we're putting in ourselves. We have to nurture our brains, nurture our mindsets, nurture our life in that way, and actually put seeds that are actually going to be a positive impact for yourself. And as you begin to actually be active in that and be actually active in the positive seeds that you're going to put in your life, honestly, you're really going to do your brain well. Honestly, in our foods that we eating foods that are going to be beneficial for yourself. Actually doing leaving a lot of the processed foods along and actually eating a lot of the organic foods, or foods that are going to be leverage you, giving you great wellness. Drinking your water is actually going to be a benefit for yourself. As you continue to drink water, honestly, because our bodies are 75% water, right? So it's important for us to understand that as you nurture yourself, nurture your mind, actually make sure to feed yourself the right things that are actually going to be healthy for yourself. It takes those simple things. And that's what scientists said. Begin to do those things and not saying negative things to yourself. Those negative things episodes are really real, family. So you want to stop, you want to dilute those areas and reframe your mind into positive thoughts and leave a lot of those negative patterns alone. Stop rehearsing them over again. I'm going to say this real easy for yourself. I don't have something versus I do have something. I can't do this. No, you want to say I can do this. Just that simple. and continue to say the things that you want. And when something happens in your path and you see something reoccurring come into your mind, because remember, this is your mindset, because it's of those old patterns kind of come and creep up on you. You want to say the opposite of whatever's happening, and then it will dilute itself. Say, I do have, oh yeah, I have money. I have this. I can do this. I can do this. I always win. Everything always works out. You have internet right now, right? You're listening to me on the internet right now. You're actually, everything is working right now. So I have enough. Everything is working out. Did you eat today? Yeah, I ate today. Yeah, ate breakfast, you ate lunch, you ate dinner. Just think about the things that you did have. So a lot of times when we say, oh, I'm starving, I don't have it, I don't have enough, I don't have enough. Actually, you do. You have the basics: food, clothing, shelter. Let's just think about things you got. Do you have it today? Did you eat today? Did you put on clothes today? Think about, assess the areas that you have completed today, that you do have today, and begin to go do that. Now, mind you, you may say, I want more. Change the way you're talking. Change what you're saying. I may want more than what I have, but you do have what you need. You have your basics. So you can build from there. And then just begin to reshape what you're saying to yourself. Change those words. Begin to change those words. And I promise you, as you begin to change those words, your life will change. You're going to restructure the patterns in your brain. And you're going to start coming up with solutions, ideas, projects, all these different areas, things that you can do. It's like, wow, I can do this. I can do this. This is amazing. Those are all happening because you began to choose something different in your thoughts. Yeah. And those really work. I promise you, as you begin to start that process, it's really going to be beneficial for you. Somebody said you had a diagnosis and they just told you something that you could not get away from. You hear that? Okay, they told you that. So what you're going to do now? You're going to say, well, my body is whole. My body is good. I always covered. Everything worked out for me. So everything is going to work out for me right now. Stop trying to figure out how it's going to happen. I want you to start changing your words. Say that it is going to happen this way. Everything is going to work out for me, just like it did before. And as you continue to say that over and over again, more opportunities of you working out going to come for you. People are going to come into your path. You're going to get an unction to go call somebody, or somebody's going to call you and actually give you something that you didn't have before. That's going to create a solution for yourself. Begin to change the words coming out your mouth. It's important for us to have certain things in our past. Sometimes we need some more information. Maybe we need to go to therapy. Like you can go to regular therapy, or maybe you can go to talk therapy. There's talk therapies out there. Maybe you want to have some music therapy. It's all types of therapies out there. Begin to have mindfulness and meditations classes. All those opportunities are there. They're able to leverage. And that's going to make it less stress for yourself. And definitely less patterns of reoccurring issues when you're in those environments. When you always see yourself in environments of positivity, that's what's going to be a great for yourself. And it's going to be recurring for yourself. And you're going to have more and more leverage over yourself. And you're going to see how it's going to change the way you're thinking, the way you're doing things, the way everything is happening to yourself. Start reading books. Reading books is so fun. Start reading the books that you love to read. And maybe you read books before, you want to read them again. They are sort of great for yourself. You love to, I'm telling you, it's all types of books out there, that really are going to be a benefit for yourself. Books on money, books on empowerment, books on, definitely how to deal with different areas in life. And then they're going to show you tools and resources, how to deal with it. I'm telling you. And guess what? I have books as well too. You can actually connect with some books that I have as well too. They give you great leverage and actually points for you to leverage as well. Those all seeds that are out there for you to leverage yourself so you can win, for you to begin to understand how you can actually move into something that's positive for yourself. As you begin to adopt that process, honestly, you're going to do things in your brain that's going to be definitely an activity that's going to be a benefit for it. And there is going to be something that's going to change your way of thinking. It's going to change your mindset. When I tell you your emotions are going to change, the way that you begin to target life is going to change. The way you operate is going to change. And guess what? You're going to be smiling, ear to ear smiling. And you're going to be able to definitely take on another day. I promise you, everything is working out for you, and everything is always going to be leveraged for you. And when you begin to really see yourself and begin to operate in a way that's going to be patient for yourself, and it's going to be a win for yourself, you're going to really feel good. And I promise you, it's going to be a process that you're going to always continue in. You really will. And I really appreciate this for all of us, because I had to do this for myself, family. I had to do it for myself. And I promise you, I continuously, as a student, I'm always a student. I'm always somebody that's going to continue to do this, because I always want to make sure I'm always seeding the positive way of life for myself. And as you continue to do this, family, I promise you, you're always going to be win. You're always going to leverage. You're always going to soar. As you continue to do this process, I'm so excited for this conversation, family. I'm so excited that we were able to connect together and always able to understand a little bit about ourselves and actually able to understand how we can actually maintain any toxic patterns of life that has tried to bring us down. I just know that you are a winner. I just know that you can always achieve these goals that, in life, and you can begin to dilute a lot of those negative areas in your life. You begin to replace it all with something positive for your life. And you begin to begin again. And you begin to always begin to understand that you deserve to win. You deserve to achieve anything that you want to achieve. And I promise you, I'm here with you, and you're going to do it. Coach Lekeisha is here with you. So I'm so excited for this episode, family. Thank you so much for coming in with us today. But I am so excited for us to transition, because I have something for you that I know that you're going to be interested in. It is the amazing Breaking Free Toxic Pattern Summit that's coming up, family. And I'm so excited about this particular summit. It's the opportunity for you to understand the different areas of life, to identify and overcome those persistent toxic patterns that are draining you and limiting your life. And I want you to transform your life in this summit, because this summit is going to equip you and with powerful tools and insights for you to gain your power, for you to achieve your life moving forward ahead. And this summit is actually going to be on October 24th through the 26th. And definitely it's going to be on Zoom. And definitely you can register now actually on my website at enlightening.com. And it's the early bird special right now. And it's $97 right now, all the way up until September 30th. And the regular price starts on October 1st. And the regular price is $197, family. And I'm looking forward to each and every one of you to come in, because there's cash prizes that's going to be there, and definitely it's going to be a free ebook that's going to come to all the participants as well too. And definitely as you continue to connect with us, it's going to be not only myself, I'm going to be the lead host. Definitely I'm going to be coming in bringing you information for you to break free from. And all my other coaches that are going to be there, we have Michael Patterson is going to be there, and we're going to have Jalen Wise is going to be there as well. We got Danita James is going to be there. We got Takesha Wilson is going to be there. Jeffrey Rosales is going to be there, and Kat Kotada is going to be there. They're all going to come in. They're going to give us information based on their genius and their likeness, and they're going to tell us how they broke free and how they were able to resolve any issues in life and how they're living a prosperous life. And they're going to show you exactly how to do that as well too. You definitely want to tune into this, because I promise you it's going to be a game changer. I promise you. I'm excited about it, family, and I know you will too as well. And you definitely got to come connect, like I said, with us on my website to register at IamLakisha.com. And that's where you're going to be able to connect with me. You're going to see me and my bio and all types of resources as well. You're going to connect with me and all type of information for you to connect with some of the resources that I have as well. And also you're going to, like I said, you're going to see us on my Breaking Free ad that's going to be there. And also you're going to be able to resource with us with my books and resources, my book, How to Get Unstuck, Confuse the Focus. And also you're going to be able to come online and definitely connect with us on my t-shirt, the Soul Rockstar t-shirt. You definitely want to connect with and actually begin to get your t-shirt, definitely in all sizes that are going to be available for young girls, and definitely for women. And they're coming two amazing colors. It's going to be pink and blue, family. You definitely want to get your t-shirt today because it's so rock star. It's an empowerment t-shirt for all women, for them to know how empowered they are and how amazing they are and confident moving forward ahead. I promise you, I got on the pink one today, family. So you definitely want to get your t-shirt today for sure on my website. I'm so excited about it. Well, you know what? I'm so excited that we're all here together today. And this conversation is really resourceful. I'm so excited to see you at the summit, family, for us to connect together. It has been my mission for each and every person to be able to break free from any toxic patterns from their past, and definitely for those areas where they cannot break free from. They just need more information. I promise you the information is what you're going to need at this summit, and definitely connect with me. You got to connect with me on the website as well, too, for my journaling classes and definitely for my stress conversations, family. And you definitely want to get in there for my amazing course when it comes to Love Again quiz. You definitely want to connect with that as well too. Definitely take that quiz so you can take a raising discovery call with me, so I can be in to let you know a couple of things that you need. So I'm so excited about that. So there's my website, enlightening.com, family. You definitely want to connect with me with that. So you already know how I end my shows. In all you do, lead with confidence and understanding and love always. Family, you have an amazing day today. Look forward to seeing you at the summit. Have an amazing, powerful week today. And definitely know that you deserve it all. Look forward to seeing you again.